Hello, everyone. This is Yonatan ben Abraham from utom.org. I'm not sure what I'm going to entitle this video, but I think that it's necessary to do and to inform everyone of what I believe is going on, and this will become very clear very shortly. Um, I'd say about 10 years ago, there has been a huge influx of people coming from outside the Jewish or the Orthodox Jewish community. And I can only speak for the Orthodox Jews, I mean, in that sense, because that's the community I'm from. I have spoken to David Ben Shul, and I've also spoken to Rabbi Michael Melech, and they're from both a conservative, actually, and one's from, both have come to Chabad as well. But about 10 years ago, the Jewish community started to see a huge influx of people wanting to convert to Judaism, which, as a scholar, as a theological scholar, is a very important time in our history, because it is a sign, I believe, and I'm speaking for myself, of course, of the Messianic age coming. And what does that mean? There's a huge discussion about it, but that's not the reason why I'm making this video. Approximately about 5 years ago, I started to notice that a lot of the rabbinical communities have stopped or slowed up the conversion process in a lot of the communities that I've been observed in and also worshipped with, and I've found out through others such as David Ben Shul and Michael Malach that that this has been going on even within their own communities, even within their close friends and families. There's been a huge stoppage due to the fact that what I have listed down here below, there is about to be a law change in the Knesset in Israel, which would in effect run null and void many conversions and also many people who are Jewish and are married outside the Jewish community. In other words, married someone who is not necessarily Jewish, or they're not physically Jewish, and or have converted to Judaism, and that would be considered null and void. I'm going to let you look at the article that's posted below, and you can read it. You can also go under Jewish conversions on any news groups, and you can see the listings of this, basically this bill that's coming before the Knesset in Israel. Now, what does that mean to somebody who either has no interest in converting to Judaism or is Jewish or has any interest? Well, here's the thing. The validity, or the feeling of validity, of being wholly Jewish is also being part of Israel, the Holy Land, being able to say, this is my land and this is where part of Israel. And that is really a linchpin that goes back to the time of the Constitution Israel laid about, which is part of a human rights article which is referred to as the right of return. Basically, in the right of return, that any person who converted to Judaism, takes hold of the Torah, whether that person was Jewish on the mother's side, father's side, or both, has the right to return to Israel as a full citizen of Israel. And part of this came out, of course, because of the Holocaust. The fact that we as a nation were a man without a nation, and no safe place could we go. And the sign that we could be one with one another, even apart, being part of the diaspora, gave us a sense of security and solidarity. This is now going to be eradicated if this amendment goes through. Now, I'm speaking to you as a theologian, not as somebody who follows politics, not an economic guy or anything like that. I'm speaking to you strictly as a theological scholar and as a rabbi. Based on the Talmudic writings, and of course, and I'm like I said, everything's going to be listed down here, such as number, and also the Torah, which states in Numbers 15:15 that all people who take hold of the Torah, and I'm paraphrasing, are part of Israel. Whether you're part of physical Israel in the sense that you can trace your family back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, or you're part of spiritual Israel, in which you were brought in through conversion, and you've taken hold of the Torah, as it says in Proverbs 3:17 through 19. Numbers 15:15 is part of the Torah, and Numbers 15:15 is part of the mitzvot. Deuteronomy 30 verses 11 through 21 says, if you don't obey the Torah, meaning the nation of Israel, and you disobey my Torah, God says, you will be punished. And that punishment is listed. If you can't change anything in the Constitution of the Torah because it comes from God. And that covenant that was laid with Abraham did not walk through that covenant. God walked through twice, therefore making it eternal and irrevocable under any circumstances. And as long as we obey the Torah and take hold of its rules and embrace them, we will stay in the land. If this change in the Constitution, if this change comes about, it will break not only the rules of the Talmud, which is written after the Torah was written, but the Torah itself, which is brought by Moses from God to his people, Israel. This law, in effect, would destroy all covenant promises of both past, present, and future people who have the neshama hayuden, or the neshama ivri, the Hebrew soul. Because under the Torah, all those who take hold of it will receive eternal life, will receive the life of the Torah. I'm paraphrasing, of course. Proverbs 3:17 through 19. We at UTOM, and I'm speaking now as a representative of the Beit Din here, would encourage you that if you have soul for the Torah, to go forth for conversion. And I have listed as well down here Asher Mazer's BeJewish.org and his video. This is a video that he had laid out a number of weeks earlier, and this is what got the discussion going here at UTOM. If he can't help you and the community can't help you, come to us. We will help you. There's not much more I can say, except that if something like this happens on a spiritual level, will cause unnecessary harm because of someone's idea of perfect Judaism is, instead of embracing all the children of God as being the children of Israel, with the understanding through Deuteronomy 30 and Deuteronomy 13, that they take hold of the Torah and fulfill the mitzvot that they are called to do. To deny someone that is probably one, if not the greatest of sins, because you deny God's own children to enter into their home. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be holy and pleasing. Shalom, shalom.